Scrappers and recyclers, this has to be one of the best documented devices that I have come across. It's a Sun MicroSystems Netra 210, and just look at all of the instructions that they have on this lid so that technicians can get in here and work on it, and maybe it'll even help a shark take it apart. Come on, let's dive in and find out. Cover screw, cover screw. All right, well, let's unscrew the cover screws. And they didn't come up, so I don't know what that means, if that's going to be a problem. And this says PCI lockdown. So there must be a PCI slot card back in there. And yeah, I don't know what that one's doing, but we'll unscrew it anyway. I suppose I could take the time to read the instructions. All right, look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh man. And this, the front of this thing comes out like that. So, you know, for the technician, he could just fold, or she could just fold that down. There's the DVD access. What are you? You are slots for small hard drives with the disk inside. So we're going to do some math on those and see if it's worth taking the motherboards off of those at some point in the future. And let's see, what we have a card in here. We have some sort of card. I don't know, maybe that card that's in there was an identity. Yeah, it was like an identity card, like a credit card for bringing this thing to life. So that's kind of cool. But there's a little bit of gold there that we'll cut off of that. Not much, but okay. Very, very cool stuff going on here so far. Plastic shield for keeping air flowing in the right direction. The CPU is gone. Bummer. Yeah, probably would have, well, I don't know, it's got pin slots, so that would have been interesting. I wonder what kind of CPU it was using. Let's see, we have, it looks like a copper heatsink. So, warning, hot surface. Well, it may have been at some point, but it isn't anymore. There's our RAM. There's our CPU. All right, so copper aluminum heatsink. We'll go ahead and separate those. That should, it looks like those aluminum fins and the shell will come off pretty easily. It's actually, the shell is screwed on. All right, so we got that part done, and then we'll see if those aluminum fins want to come off that copper. And let's see, what kind of, this looks like a ceramic Sun CPU. Yeah, ooh, that's nice. You know, I'm not sure I have one of those in my collection yet. I have to look. But it's an Ultra Spark 3i. And I mean, that's nice and heavy. It's ceramic. So we'll check board sort and see what they're paying for these. But because I don't have one of these in my collection, and this one's in really good shape, once I clean it up, it should be kind of nice to add to the collection. Okie dokie. Cool beans. Get those fans out of the way for the moment. And we get this board up out of the way here, I think. There we go. That's a riser card. Here's the power supply. All right, now let's see. We have a slot card here. We need to figure out how we get that out of there. We unscrewed it. Unscrewed that part. So that comes out of the way. That feels like aluminum. And maybe now you just come out like that. There we go. All right. So real nice Goldfinger card. Let's see what's hiding underneath of this heatsink. Oops. Careful, we don't want to. It sounds like it's crackling and I don't want to risk taking the chip up with it. Ah, rattle fratzel. The chip came off of that, so anyway, it's still a Goldfinger card, so we'll get that off of there. Don't get too upset if you, in the process of removing heat sinks, you pop off, you know, a chip or two. Board Sort recognizes that that happens. You can usually get those chips off. Just take a chisel, hold it up against there, and give it a couple light taps. There's the aluminum heat sink, and somewhere around here there's a chip. Ah, here we are. So there's gold corner chip, gold corner BGA, ball grid array chip. Yeah, then let's see. Get these SATA cables out of the way. We'll check those. Those are probably going to be gold connector ends. We got some unscrewing to do here. So let's get some stuff out of the way here and figure out what we're dealing with. That's aluminum. I'll get the plastic off of that. We have some sort of daughter card hanging out here. Ooh, that's a real nice daughter card. Gold cornered BGA, ICs, tantalum capacitors, gold edge crystal oscillators. So Yeah, that's a peripheral high grade easy. This will probably sell as a large socket server motherboard, a dual or multi large socket server motherboard, because these were old. Yeah, you know, you can't fit a US quarter in here, but because these are older and really well populated, and that would have had good thick copper, I mean gold inside there. I will look, unless Chris tells me otherwise when he sees the video. I'm thinking this is going to go as a dual large socket server motherboard, or a multi large socket server motherboard. Of course, we still have to figure out how to get it out of here, don't we? Well, scrappers and recyclers, I'm really excited to let everybody know that we do have a Shark Scrapper membership now, so you can be a part of the Shiver. There's 3 levels. There's the Hammerhead, the Tiger, and the Great White Shark levels, and there are increasing perks as you go from the Hammerhead to the Tiger, and the Tiger to the Great White Sharks. And there's really cool stuff like getting access to Geek Shark's Excel files, or having Geek Shark help you build your Excel files for your specific needs. There's submitting names for when we adopt a shark. There's voting on the names for when we adopt a shark. We will be doing maybe some early release or special videos. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff that goes along with the membership. I want to say thank you to Roger at CU Scrapping. He has been the first person to sign up, and he signed up as a Great White Shark, so that's awesome. I look forward to having a lot more of you join the Shiver and doing what I can to make our experience together a lot more fun. I'll see you in the Shiver. Aha! There's one I missed. Are there more that I missed? These thumb throughs. Are they brass? Yep. They're going to be brass. They're just coated with a silvery kind of looking thing. And that you need a flathead for. I think, let's see. I don't think that the Phillips will work on that. Kinda. All right, now then. Well, now I've done it. There we go. That floppy is blocking stuff, but I don't know how to get it out of the way. Thought I unscrewed everything that was holding it down. Aha! Ha ha! That was the issue. The actual floppy inside the disc set inside of the casing was blocking my access to everything. Take a look at you in a little bit. And there was a couple of screws hiding down there. Alrighty, now we'll get those frames off. Yeah, we got the metal frames off. I probably didn't have to do that, but yeah, it just seemed like the right thing to do. Let's get these heat sinks off of here. Aluminum heat sinks. And they're covering some BGAs, Broadcom BGAs. Over here we have another heatsink covering a flip chip, a Sun flip chip. Okay, and let's get the battery off of here. Oh, and we have another aluminum heatsink and the Sun chip. Sun, IBM, MD, blah, 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 blah. All right. Well, very nice board here. We've got gold cornered BGAs, good size one here. So 1, 2, 3 gold cornered BGAs. We've got the Sun chips that we mentioned. These are going to have gold plated pins down inside of those. We have a number of IC and IC flat packs scattered all around this board. We have the 2 Broadcom BGAs. We have a lot of tantalum capacitors. They're the black ones with the gray and the plus sign on them. We have gold edge crystal oscillator, and boy, that gold edge is really obvious on that one. And then we have these other oscillators. Here's another gold edged crystal oscillator here. Lots of MLCCs scattered about, of course, copper toroids. Capacitors for aluminum if you are so inclined. And of course these will be gold-plated pins. Just the age of this is going to tell you that those are going to be gold-plated pins. On the back side, more ICs, gold edge crystal oscillators, MLCCs. So if you are forced to depopulate, it's not a bad board for depopulation, but I'll be selling this to Board Sort. Now I think this may be the first Sun, or at least if not the first, it's the first in a long time. So I have to go back and look at the Board Sort website, and I'll let you know what I come up with for how this is going to get sold to Board Sort. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be sold as a large socket multi-large socket server motherboard. I believe that's the category, but I'll check and make sure. All right, now the rest of this is just cleaning up odds and ends that we came up with, taking this apart. What are you? You're aluminum. I had somebody ask me on one of my videos why I don't bother with these. It's just, to me, it's not worth the effort. There might be a little board in there, and it's just kind of a waste of time. If you're a hobbyist and time is, you know, if you're doing this just to kill time, then yeah, go ahead, have some fun, take it apart, see what you can get for it. That's the slot that this card went into. This card went in there. So get the wires off of here, and we've got some gold plated wire that we can visibly see. There's gold plated connectors inside of there, and I don't know, peripheral low grade probably. We have some of that really flimsy kind of almost wire the, you know what, I'm not even going to mess with it. Although it may come up when I take off this board. Let's see. So we have connectors, an IC, more gold-plated connectors, capacitor, peripheral low grade, peripheral maybe high grade. It doesn't have, I mean, they're gold-plated connectors, so that's not junk. So yeah, peripheral high grade, I guess. And then that's just going to be the shell. That's all steel. This is really cheap ribbon wire. It's not even really ribbon wire. It's plastic. That's not gold, trust me. There might be some copper in there, but I wouldn't get too excited. I'd just leave that as it is. And I'll get the gold-plated connectors cut off of all this ribbon wire and clean up a few things here. But yeah, that was a fun scrap. A Sun, I didn't notice that this was a Sun system when I pulled it out of the load, and that was a real fun scrap. I enjoyed that. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more content like this, there's videos popping up on either side of the screen to take you there. And the big one round one in the middle, that's to help you to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode of Shark Scrapper taking stuff apart. We'll see you all in the next one.